All right, welcome back to TUHH. Let's turn you hip hop. Next up on the menu, we got the infamous Drake "Nothing Was the Same" album. Fellas, what are y'all comments on this "Nothing Was the Same"?
I thought it was a decent album. I don't think, one of the things that I've seen in a lot of interviews that he was talking about is he liked to create music that has lasting power. I don't think that this is that album.
Be careful now, he might get mad.
Right,
he might not come on the show.
He's a little sensitive, and he gets in his feelings, and for him to make that bold claim, that he only likes to create music that has lasting power. I don't agree that this album is that album. I do think it's a solid album.
Now, question to both of y'all: is this a classic album?
No, that's pretty much what I was trying to say, just in different words. It's not a classic album. He did have some good songs in there. It's good music, but
there's a couple songs that'll give a little time. I give a little time. They'll ride out, but this is not no Biggie album or this is not a throwback or no Park album. This was a good album to listen to.
All right, the release date on Nothing Was the Same was September 20th, 2013. Debuted #1 on the Billboard of 200. First week sales was at 658,000. As of right now, his total count actually comes to 947,000. So he actually is on his way to platinum.
Yeah, and I know he's moving units. I give that to him. He got a great marketing team. He put together good music, and he got the people's attention.
I would say more of his fan base. When you're kind of bi-coastal, I would say that you have Canada, and then you have the U.S. and he's real big with the ladies. I think your numbers are actually going to be a lot bigger. And on top of that, being signed to the #1 record company right now, that definitely helps a lot, because I feel like when you're in the game right now, if you don't really have a co-signer, it can hurt a lot. And because he did have Wayne co-sign him, it's definitely good. So let's get into this album.
Well, I do think he's a talented dude. I think he's a great rapper. I think he can sing a little bit for whatever that's worth. But the tracks that I resonated most with was Connect. It's towards the back end of the middle of the album, if that makes sense. But Connect is one of my favorites.
What's about that song?
I don't know, it got like a Houston, Texas feel. I love Houston music. I'm a big, UGK fan and things like that. And I don't know, it's kind of got a Houston, Texas feel to me. And I think that's what really resonates with me.
I did like the opening, Tuscan Leather. To me, just when Drake raps, that is when I would actually be more of a fan of his. The singing, to me, he can kind of keep to himself. That's just my opinion. But with rap, it's always been like that. If you don't like it, you forward it. A lot of times with songs like that, I just strictly straightforward. Tuscan Leather, to me, I loved his delivery. He does have great wordplay. He is a great artist, and I just wish that he would do more of that. Understand that he tries to be an artist and not be in the same boat, so he claimed. But to me, you're in a boat because you're in a boat for singing. It's kind of impossible not to be put in a category, because once someone actually gets to know your style, that's just what it is. What do you think, Cole?
I like the Pound Cake. Pound Cake was one of my favorite songs, featuring Jay-Z. It was pretty good. I liked how the intro came in.
Yeah, Pound Cake was hard.
The Pound Cake was a decent track. Now that's one of the probably tracks that will kind of last a little bit for a while. I think that's one of the hard. That's one of the tracks that track is basically like a classic track. I like that.
Wu-Tang Forever. What were y'all thoughts about Wu-Tang Forever?
I like Wu-Tang Forever. I didn't understand all the flack you got from it. I understand people thought it was going to be like a song that was big up in Wu-Tang, but he took his own personal spin.
What it was really him just taking. Right. With anything in rap, I think a lot of the flack that Drake has gotten is because we've started to see kind of a pattern with him. Yeah. To me, the pattern is he steals somebody or borrows somebody, hook or song or something like that and try to create it to his own. And some people feel like he really don't pay homage to it.
I thought, in my opinion, I think that is paying homage. That's all, music is, borrowing them from here, stealing from here, just adding a little bit of your own flavor to it. But you know, with that track, you know, I just think he took his own personal interpretation of, you know, that Raekwon, you know, word and flipped it into his own song. And I thought it was a good song, you know, in my opinion. And it kind of, you know, brought people's attention back to, you know, Wu-Tang and, you know, what they did for the rap game. And, you know, I'm sure they got some new fans out of that song, you know, that may not have known about him before.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was okay. And even going into like Wu-Tang Forever, and then to me going to Own It, I didn't even realize it was a separate song.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, see, that's kind of some of the things that I be having personal problems with. It's just with me, like, I couldn't even tell it was a separate song. It seemed like he just went from one song right into another. And like I said, and keep in mind, like, I'm not really a fan of his singing style anyway. But, I mean, and I do know they, you know, like, I do know they were separate songs, but I'm just saying, like, the flow of it. Yeah. Like, cause even, like, keep in mind, like, Tuscan Leather was a long song. Right. So, you know, going to that Wu-Tang, it just seemed like he just did another long song and just, you know, from Own It and Wu-Tang, I just...
See, I mean, when it sounds like that to me, you know, I think that's good in my opinion, you know, because it makes the album sound cohesive. I don't like albums that don't make sense and be all over the place, you know, it doesn't sound like one solid body of work. So that's why, you know, I like stuff like that. Like, Dream is another big person who does that in his music, and he does it real good. But I mean, that's, you know, my personal opinion about it. And yeah, I mean, I thought that make the album sound like one solid album, one good project.
Do you have a problem with his singing?
I don't
necessarily.
Because I mean, I listen to R&B, so I mean, you know, I'm getting the best of both worlds pretty much. You know, when I'm listening to his album.
Yeah, that's one thing Drake was saying, that he's trying to get double. He's trying to get. He sings and he raps.
Yeah, you know, I listen to R&B. I like, you know, The Weeknd. I like The Dream. I like, you know, Music Soul Child. And you know, Drake, he, you know, provides a little bit of both, you know, on his album.
I like it From Time. From Time was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a dope track.
Another singer on the track with it. So it was pretty decent.
Yeah, him and Janae Echo made a great, you know, connection on that track. You know.
Yes.
And one of the things I wanted to bring up is Hold On, We're Coming Home. The biggest problem I have with this is the repetitiveness of it. Now, I don't even know if people even really know sometimes, because it is consumers. Sometimes consumers are not bright. Yes, I'm talking to you. A lot of times when y'all are listening to the songs, I don't think that y'all basically listen to the song and realize what's going on. Like, the song basically is saying the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm just like, seriously? Like, come on, Drake. We need a little bit, like, if you gonna consider yourself the top rapper in the game, you got to, you can't be cheating us and don't expect someone to call you out on it, which I'm doing right now. Like, I peeped what happened, I saw it, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So we need to tighten up on that. I don't need to be paying for CDs to hear you repeat stuff back and over again like you don't have skills, because you claim that you do. So, you know, if you the best in the game, don't let Kendrick scare you. Just, you know, I just want to see a little bit more. I had a real big problem with that, and you released that as a single with video and the whole nine. I just thought that was lame.
Yeah. Well, for part of the side of that, Drake will be the global ambassador for the Toronto Raptors for the 2016 NBA All-Star Game. So
yeah, that's a
good thing. That's a good move for music to take it to and spin like that.
But I feel you. Hey, Jay-Z was with Brooklyn Nets, so I don't really care about that. Just keep it music, man. I don't need all this extracurricular stuff.
I did want to touch on Started From the Bottom. I thought that was a hard track. It kind of got like the old school boom bap hip hop feel to it, in my opinion. I thought that was a dope track. Started From the Bottom. You know, he started from his bottom. I know some people, you know, nitpick him from, you know, not being from the hood or whatnot. But you know, he's talking about his bottom. You know, he went through his struggle. You know, everybody got their own bottom. And you know, I thought that was a dope track. You know, I salute him on that track, because you know, every time I hear that track, I let it ride.
Yeah, it's a good, nice club bang. I would definitely give it to him. Ratings on the album?
I'll give this album a 4 out of 5.
I give it a 4.
Sorry, Drake, I have got to give you a 3. You know, it just wasn't impressive enough to me. I just take it like with Drake, you have to kind of like that style. And just for me, I just have a problem. I have a problem with it. Like I said, I like it more when you rap. If you could, for me, I mean, hey, here's a hint. Make a singing album and a rap album. That might help. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for me, I just like it separated. I'm an old school hip hop head. I like to hear the lyrics. A lot of times when it's getting a little too popish for me, I'm just not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Like I do know that you do have the ability to actually rap and actually come hard, but a lot of times I just think you get a little bit too much in your feelings. And that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. How do y'all feel about him saying that he wasn't going to work with Kendrick after the whole...
I thought that was gay.
That is so Drake.
That's like, he just took it way too, too personal. He's in his feelings on that one. Kendrick, he stated clearly that he has love for everybody that he mentioned. But he wanted to murder you as far as, this rap game is concerned. And that's a very valid, thought to have.
The man want to talk about no new friends, so
yeah.
You feel me? So he shouldn't even be mad at it. Like, hey, this is like, it ain't no friends thing. This is about business. This is business, but we cool on that.
And that's the thing about that. I want people to understand that this is hip hop. Hip hop is competitive, and now it's like, to me, I feel like that was just a bad move on him, and that kind of really showed me that if this is the rapper that y'all listen to, y'all really want to be associated with a rapper like that is that sensitive and cries that much. I mean, that's a little bit too much crying for me in the hip hop. Like, we like competitive rap. New York, where it is the birthplace of rap, that's what it's based upon, battle rap and everything else. So if you feel like you're better, then prove that you're better. But don't go pout in the corner.
And I mean, Dre, he got some leverage too.
He's an actor, so he should know how to act.
He got some. As far as Drake and Kendrick situation goes, the way Drake reacted, in my opinion, was gay. I didn't like the little sensitive comments he was making. Kendrick clearly stated that he had love for all of the people that he named on his album or on that song, that particular song, but he just wanted to be better than them, as far as rap is concerned.
It's what rap really need. Like, I don't want my rapper that way. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like, and that's the thing about hip hop. I think so many people now, even with us doing a review on this album, he would probably get sensitive and say, well, they don't like my album, or they was too critical on my album. It's like, you chose this job, just like any actor, and how they get Emmys, or how they, like, you're going to be judged. Someone's gonna judge us.
People gonna judge. Yeah, exactly. That's what the game is. It's like my one rapper said it best. Is Benjamin, the Andre 3000. I wanted attention, so why did I run from it? You can't run from attention. That's what the game gives you. You got to take it. That's what it is. That would be our conclusion with Drake. You do have a good album, but I still need you to step your game up. But you're still the #1 in the game, and like I said, you're selling records right now. You're good, man. Y'all good.
Tuck them feelings in.
Yeah.